now to take over for crypto. Like, I don't know what you're hoping for, but I know your market is not looking good.
Yeah, it's definitely not looking good, but yeah, it's the global market, not my market at this point. 49 points, that's what we're seeing for the sentiment in the market now. Moving away from greed. We've been in greed most of the first quarter of this year, but now we've headed into neutral. Hopefully we don't see extreme fear at some point. Let's look at the top cryptocurrencies we track. We see Bitcoin there having a bounce up 0.30%, $26,353,000. Did lose that 26.3 level. Ethereum, $1,804, up 1.01%. So we're seeing some life back in the market after the sell-offs we saw yesterday. Let's bring in Gilbert Joe Patton, our financial market analyst. Hello, Gilbert. Hello, Gilbert. All right, we're trying to get Gilbert back again. BNB, crucial $300 level, getting really close to that level, $302, down 0.88%. Following most of the top altcoins that we track, Cardano, 35 cents, down 1.16%. Big drop this morning, even though we're seeing Bitcoin having that bounce there. XRP, 46 cents, down 1.95%, almost 2%, even though they're scoring points with the SEC at this point. Still, all eyes, investors watching the case between XRP and the SEC in the US. Is XRP a security or not? That is the question, at this point. Let's look at the top gainers this morning. We see HIX AI topping the counter, 5.20% at 27 cents. I think we have Gilbert now. Hello, Gilbert. All right, still trying to get Gilbert. IOTA, 19 cents, up 4.35%. And we see CSPR, Casper Network, 4 cents, up 2.77%. So we're seeing Nvidia there had a big jump on the that's in the U.S. markets, jumped about 20-something percent there, and we've seen AI coins pumping in the crypto. Let's bring Gilbert now. Gilbert, you might have to unmute yourself. Hello, Gilbert.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Gilbert. Great to have you. So, yeah, we did get that big jump. Nvidia jumped over 20%. That's on the U.S. markets there. And now we're seeing AI coins right here in the crypto space also having a jump. Is this related?
Oh, yes. The AI boom is looking extremely pricey. And as investors also look to take advantage of these trends, sentiment also is heavily attached to it. Nvidia on its own is serving several companies as well with their design. And they just reported their earning. They came out with a very strong earning. At the same time, their market capitalization has more than doubled. What was seated last year at over about 158 billion is now worth over $900 billion, nearly a trillion. It's near $1 trillion right now, and there is more demand as well for the chip. And so this just have to reflect and have a spillover also on the cryptocurrency market, as you could see with AI crypto tokens also doing extremely well as well with the entire sentiment pushes around the AI boom right now.
That AI trend also playing out in the crypto market now, but it's been a topsy-turvy week for Bitcoin this week. What are you expecting next week? Are we going to see a more decisive jump from Bitcoin next week?
Okay, right now the market is looking very dicey. Bitcoin price action is in a fly, sink, or swim position despite the GDP data coming out. And the GDP data came out strong. Investors are wrestling with a mixed reaction with macro uncertainties in their mind. And this is because of the ongoing U.S. debt ceiling negotiation taking place. A U.S. Republican House lawmaker has already reported progress in discussion with the House, but whether the House can reach an agreement on time remains quite uncertain. So right now, the debt ceiling is what is really weighing right now on Bitcoin price. So personally, I have to look at the debt ceiling negotiation. Once they can reach an agreement, we will know whether Bitcoin is going to sink, swim, or fly.
Imagine they don't agree. Talking about the U.S. debt ceiling, they don't get it raised. What happens next?
I think we are going to sink.
Sink.
Meanwhile,
So this cannot be bullish in any way for Bitcoin.
If no, it can't be bullish if we don't reach a negotiation. I don't see us getting bullish because we know what the Fed will do afterwards. We may just see where interest rates, because we are expecting more of where interest rates will start becoming low. But if this is the case, I think it's the best way the Fed will have to respond is to increase interest rates, keep increasing it, and this will have a way of keeping the economy up. Technically, it's more of a manipulative way to keep the economy up. Meanwhile, inflation will still soar anyway. So, except they could reach an agreement, I think this is not healthy for Bitcoin price.
All right, and we did see a couple of addresses that are holding Bitcoin at this point. We've seen some increase, with those addresses, but some of these altcoins. I take for instance the meme coin Shiba. I did see that headline this morning that Shiba Inu holders, most of those wallets are in big losses right now. How are you seeing the movement with Bitcoin?
Okay, Bitcoin has a good news on its own, even though this does not involve price. The good news is a report that came from Glassnode that 1 million persons now hold one whole Bitcoin. And this is a significant threshold for the network. To me, the interesting thing it's about this trend is that this whole coin has begun accumulating since mid 2021 with no reversal in their accumulation, and it accelerated in 2022, which is last year. And Glasshold data still show that these whole coiners are still adding some extra Bitcoin to their wallet. Personally, I think we will see this trend continue for probably the next 10 years, as bad news from the banking system will benefit Bitcoin with stable currencies as an alternative. And we are going to see large price action volume, which will lead to hyper Bitcoinization. But for the meme coin, it's normal after meme have soared very highly. It's very typical for you to see a downside. Like the rule in playing the meme game, you don't risk more than what you could afford to pay for a comedy show. It's a joke, at the end of the day. But there is a strategy to investing in meme coin.
Yeah, with those jokes, making or printing millionaires at this point. But let's look at the relationship now between, holding one Bitcoin and price action, because obviously there was a time it was easier to have one Bitcoin, probably when Bitcoin was less than, say, $700 per coin. But it looks like as it gets more expensive, it's going to be even harder to own one Bitcoin. And everyone expects that Bitcoin is going to get more expensive, in the future. So it looks like it's going to get really hard owning one Bitcoin. What do you think?
Okay, first of all, I would like to say if you are holding 0.1 Bitcoin or one Bitcoin since 2021, you will still be holding one Bitcoin. And most persons should always stay in the game. Don't let price action throw you out of the game. Holding one Bitcoin right now is a status tree symbol. But as the years go by, there is an unlimited demand for a limited amount of Bitcoin. As the days go by, it will be more difficult to attain just one Bitcoin. And so if there is anything those who are really Bitcoiners always do is they stay in the game. It's really important one stay in the game. Right now, it's a status tree symbol. The time is going to come, it's going to be a very difficult feat to attain.
All right, very interesting. We'll see how it all plays out next week. Thank you so much, Gilbert Drupata, financial market analyst, and enjoy the weekend.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you. All right, let's look at the top losers now. Friday, so we see Little Dow, that's topping the counter there, down 4.02%. $1.95. Liquid staking platform there. That's leading the losers counter today. So, I don't know about you, but as he said, owning one Bitcoin is separating the boys
from the men.
The men at this point.
All right. Noted. Thank you so much, Laddie.
Right.
I think you'll be on Capital Market tomorrow?
Exactly.
All right. Thank you. We'll see you then. So that's